The key for a loud and clean sounding mix is a well-written, easily mixable pattern. That's exactly what I'm going to show you in this episode. Strategic frequency distribution is only one side of the headroom game because patterns also play an important role. When laying down percussive elements such as hi-hats and snare or clap, the most overlooked problems start to appear, and that is timing. The phenomenon with snare or clap is that its transient is happening exactly at the same time when the bass drum hits. These two transients, as they reinforce each other, will form a merged bigger transient that will likely trigger the master limiter or Boss compressor, and this way makes your music ducking as a result of compression. This is reducing your headroom and makes your track sound squashed and therefore less articulated with the rhythm and less detailed. Solving this problem will give you more headroom so you don't have to compress that much, so the music can breathe and more detail and clarity would remain that you would have to sacrifice for loudness otherwise. Same happens with the instruments, as they sit on top of the drums, and when played together they could act the same way. To see the whole picture clearly, all musical elements are represented in one grid. The bass section carries the most energy, so it's worth fixing it first. We play a game where the kick drum acts like a mine that is forbidden to step on. This is exactly what we did with the sub bass and the mid bass. This guarantees that they do not interfere with each other and ensures an even energy distribution, which is essential to achieve loudness. Okay, but what about our chords? Since they do not sound in that deep low frequency range where our bass is and most of the kick's energy is concentrated, we can freely place their pattern in the sequence. However, in order to present well-articulated, clearly distinguishable musical elements, it is worth trying to not place everything at the same time. This pattern is a good example for this. You can clearly see that there are steps where the kick drum is all alone, and this results in a very well-focused, dynamic and clean mix. The spotlight is clearly enjoyed by our chords, and this is further reinforced as on every bar's starting step they ride the kick drum alone as the leader sound. Of course, layered sounds that make up musical elements can sound on top of each other and move in sync, such as in our case the sub-bass and the bass layer does. Don't forget that these elements are separated in frequency, so they won't amplify but fill each other. If we strategically build our music using these guidelines, the end results will surely thank our work with a clean and loud mix. Be sure to subscribe for more mixing, mastering and music production tips.